Good morning. It is currently 4:52 on May 22nd, 2025. That does mean we're here for the opening of Epic Universe here this morning. Here bright and early. We've got a few other people out here early. Security guys doing a really good job entertaining us, and they were actually just filming for Universal. But right now, we're just waiting for the gates to open.
What's up?
Would you call Ghostbusters or Luigi for all the ghosts there?
I think I have to go Luigi. Okay. Good choice. Thank you. Thank you. Of course. Thank you.
So we made it in finally. It is now about 6:32, so open not too bad. I do believe that they are going to be doing the opening portal ceremonies. I don't know about opening ceremonies, because I did hear there is one, but I'm not sure where it is at this time. But people are heading to the portal they want to watch open. I'm going to be heading to Dark Universe, because that is the one. I kind of wish they were doing them at different times, but it does seem like they're all doing them at the same time. So we're going to be seeing Dark Universe just because that's the land I like the most, and it's what I want to see. So we're going to be heading that way. So we did make it over here to the Dark Universe portal. Actually, some of the first people over here. Again, I'm not sure where opening ceremonies are at. I've heard it's happening, but I'm not sure where it's at. They were giving us water on the way though. Really appreciate that, especially with a lot of people waiting out here in the hot all morning. So good on them for doing that, keeping everyone hydrated. The leadership team just came over and gave us little buttons that they're just writing on Grand Opening Epic Universe. It's super cute.
We'd like to welcome you to Universal Epic Universe. Thank you for being with us on this historic day as we officially open Epic Universe to the world. It is now our pleasure to introduce Steven Spielberg.
To amazing stories and unforgettable characters, we are introduced to this incredible world we only dare imagine, and in the process, we discover the hero in ourselves. Universe is brought to the world over. All the sights, sounds, and feelings we come to love in a way that we only describe as magic.
Creativity and immersive storytelling have brought us to this momentous day, the grand opening of Universal Epic Universe. This represents the happy year. The portals to 5 incredible worlds are ready to touch us here. It is time for your epic adventure.
Got it.
So we just got done watching the opening ceremonies. I did take a second to compose myself a little bit. I did get a little emotional, and I also did get the vinyl for my brother. I don't really care for the vinyl, but I also got the opening day magnet pen. I'll show you on a clip right now, or a picture, or something of the sort. I thought the opening ceremonies were great. I really appreciate that they kind of spread them out and kind of did them over the whole park. We didn't get to see the fireworks super good or the smoke bombs that were going off in the air, but we did get to see our portal and a couple of the other portals and the fountain. It's just, I think the reason I get emotional is I've followed this park since its very inception. I came here right as it opened. I've followed it as soon as it got announced. It's just the first time I've gotten to be at an opening day for a park too. There's just a lot of stuff going on, you know. It feels like a big deal for me. So it was really great watching that. I'm so grateful that I'm here today. I'm hoping everyone that's watching this video has some point to get here. We do have more opening day festivities to go through. I'm gonna go drop this vinyl off. We'll maybe get on a ride or two, and then we're gonna chill out for a little bit because I've been up since 4:30 in the morning. It is currently 8:42, and I've not sat a single time. I've been standing in lines and just waiting. So we'll catch back up here soon. I want to once again welcome you back to Dark Universe and to Epic Universe. Again, officially open. This is I know we walked in line earlier, but this feels a little bit more official because I kind of ran in, grabbed that vinyl and the pin, and ran out real quick because I went and actually grabbed the other 3 pins. I probably showed it in that picture earlier, but I also will show it right now. Just to give you a quick look once again. Igor's hanging out here.
Okay, where can I buy?
Yeah, opening ceremonies was fantastic. I'm so excited to finally say this park is fully open to the public. People are able to experience all around the world. Coming here soon, I'm assuming for a month or two this place is going to be busy, but luckily today does seem to be limited capacity. It is very slow. I mean, I haven't seen it this slow since team member previews. Obviously everyone's in line for Potter. It's like 3 hours, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that later. I've heard more effects are finally working on Monsters Unchained. It does sound like it's fully functional. Hoping to have a perfect ride, so that's where we're heading right now. I'll go through standby just because I want to bring you guys in, and it's only a 10-minute wait, so it's not really that big of a deal. And again, I've been in this so many times at this point, but it just feels a little different today, you know? I feel like you're finally in a park that's fully open. It's just kind of a different experience. I will say, these ears are not staying on for much longer. Worn them for like 4 hours. Sync's gonna be a killer headache because I got a big old head. I will say this stairway is still probably my favorite piece of art in a theme park that I've been in so far. It's really, really pretty. I do kind of wish that the doors were a little further back or closed, made this doorway a little darker, a little more illuminated by the bright blue lights, but I mean, it is what it is. It's still so amazing. One time I really do want to be able to watch these. This crap never has a line though. And when the line is here, man, this thing moves. And it's a super cool little short films of capturing all the monsters. I've only seen, I think, Creature of the Black Lagoon and Werewolf. I don't know how many there are. I assume there's a couple more at bare minimum. But I haven't get to watch them.
You're right. Don't be afraid. Darkness lies ahead. Now is the time to abandon hope.
I am Igor. My job is to get you through this experiment in one piece. But Igor, I hear you say, where's the fun in that? I agree. You did right, full-free vision unit. All your little lab rats and your little lab rat friends get to ride one. Use it. Igor steers. Nothing goes wrong. Yes? Don't look at that. This is just the emergency function. According to plan. Yes, doctor. The doctor will see you now. This is fun, yes?
Excellent. I am Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. Today, you chosen few will witness my greatest discovery yet. Together, we will finish what my great-grandfather started. They called Henry a monster. They were afraid of what he had done. But you will see, there's nothing to fear. Show them. Lower the lights, quickly. Now. These people are friends. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing, better than the original, and only one remains. I will control my ultimate challenge, Count Dracula. Calm yourself! That wasn't us. That's enough! These two just don't get along. The Dracula experiment is the last piece of the puzzle. And with your help, the world will never see the name Frankenstein the same again! Open the doors! Our greatest victory is just through there. Quickly.
Okay, so just got out of Monsters first. Man, they still have stocks of that vinyl. That line's still really long, but I was there at 8 o'clock this morning. I didn't know how many they had because the line was so long. They still have them. So maybe if you're coming here soon, double check to make sure they don't have them if you're really interested in that. Couple things. They've really improved Monsters in some certain areas. They've lowered lighting in certain areas to make some of the track elements not as visible. They've upped haptics a lot, and they've redone a couple scenes, like the first one, Dracula, feels a little different. Not quite a perfect run, unfortunately. I really still want a perfect run on this. Gilman's fog is still not on, so I've heard apparently he's supposed to have fog. I heard it was working the other day, but it's not now. Mummy wasn't working, and that's really unfortunate because that's my favorite animatronic. And then the Dracula at the end was working, but he didn't actually come towards you. So that was a little unfortunate too. We'll be coming back later. It's really super slow in this park, so I'll probably come back this and ride it a couple times later, hoping that maybe it'll work then. So there is Werewolf in this land, but honestly, out of all the rides here, it is probably my least favorite. I don't love it, it's short, and I also just don't really find the restraint super comfortable, and I just don't really care for it all that much. I do think it's still a good ride. If it's your first time here, still go on it, but it's definitely one of the ones I'm probably gonna skip for all today. I'm actually gonna be heading straight over to Isle of Berk because Hiccups is the only ride in this park I've only ridden once because it's just always been so long or had down times when I've been here before. So it's 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go get 2 or 3 rides over on Hiccups Winged Gliders in Isle of Berk. And even after all these times walking through these portals, man, I just love the way this park has been laid out. Love the portals, I love the Kronos. I just love that every land kind of feels like its own place in the park. Instead of it just being connected to another place, it like very much feels like it's its own place, you know? I do like Isle of Berk a lot. They have done a great job turning on all the effects. Thought the fires are in the mouth, and that's good to see. I will say my only complaint with this land, definitely need some of these trees to grow in. It can be excruciatingly hot back in here because there's just not a whole lot of shade. So sure, this will be one of those things that will kind of fix itself over time because you can see a lot of these trees are grown in and look nice, but they're not quite that like overhang. Like as soon as these grow in, they'll kind of overhang over the walkway. That will help this land a ton. You know, it's a slow day here when there's no line for the mac and cheese cones. I just saw Hiccups go by with empty seats. I mean, again, most people are in line for Potter. I would honestly, at this point, if you're coming here soon, don't rope drop it. Everyone else is gonna rope drop it unless you're literally within the first few hundred there. It will be a complete waste of your day. Go back later. I'm sure at the end of the night, the wait will be like an hour. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna maybe get 2 rides on it through single riders as long as it's open. All right, 5 minutes, Hiccups Winged Glider. We're gonna see how many rides we can get on this morning. Now this is epic. We're going straight to lockers. Again, I haven't seen crowds like this since the first day I came where I couldn't even film for a team member preview where it was super limited. So this is exciting that the day will continue like this. So I just got done with 2 fantastic rides on Hiccups Winged Gliders. Again, both were walk-ons. Fantastic. I actually haven't got to ride this ride since the first day I came, and I couldn't even bring you guys with me that day because there was no photos or video. And I only got to ride it once. So that was actually my 2nd and 3rd ride on this ride. I love it. I think it's a great ride. Small few tweaks I would like to see done. I would love to see the audio get put up a few decibels. It feels like it's really quiet in certain sections. At the beginning it's fine, but at certain sections it's like really quiet and hard to hear. But I think otherwise the ride's great. Would love to see the trees growing around it. It's gonna be like kind of like Hagrid where I think it will get better over time. But we are gonna go see the Untrainable Dragon show. It's in about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna walk over there, get a seat, and we can actually take you guys in and you guys can watch that with us. To give you an idea how slow it really is right now, there is empty seats going up on Hiccups, and I've seen a ton of empty seats on Stardust. Not too surprising from Stardust, their throughput is insane over there, so they can go through whatever line there is super quick, but it really is. It's such a great day to be here. I didn't think I would ever see this park again like this after that initial team member preview, but so glad to see it like this today. And without a fail though, the Toothless meet and greet still has a decently long line. That doesn't surprise me. This is probably one of the most popular meet and greets I've ever seen. It is an hour wait. Even with everything walk on in this park other than Potter, it's still an hour wait. So we're heading into Untrainable Dragon. This is one of these parks, 2 shows. We can't bring you in Let's Dark Our Canoe, but we can bring you into Untrainable Dragon. So I'll be able to film, I'll give you the highlights of the show.
This is berk. It's gloomy, rainy, and cold. And that's our good weather. Of course, we're not known for our climate. We're known for our dragons. And yeah, they used to be a big, fire-breathing pain in the neck. But we worked through our differences, and now dragons and Vikings are the best of friends. I guess you could say we live in harmony. We live together and work together, and dragons even raise their young here in our brand new dragon hatchery.
Together we stand. Here we are, together we're strong. Here we are, together we climb, together we build, together we live.
Let's keep these out of reach of the hatchlings. They're crazy for butterflies.
Well done! This hatchery should be a safe place for our dragons and their hatchlings for years to come. Oh, holy dragons! Aspirin the eggs!
Get those out of here! What is the matter with this dragon?
Where is Hiccup? Just when we need our great dragon trainer, he goes missing!
Go, contain that dragon while I go find him!
Hurry! I won't be held responsible for what happens to this untrainable dragon! Hiccup!
It's upset, alright.
There is a dangerous dragon. We need to get off. Berk is untrainable.
Wait, Dabber. Every dragon can be trained.
Not this one.
Yes. Okay, good luck. Don't worry about me. My friend and I here are just gonna have a nice little chat. Easy there.
Get back!
Wait, Dabber, what are you doing?
That beast is out of control!
Oh, that's never happened before.
Beast will never know! Sorry, lad, this one's too dangerous!
But I can do this.
Your father would have understood! Yoshi, you have to keep the village safe!
And the villagers will kill it.
You saw what happened. I can't do it. I was wrong.
What about Toothless? Everyone thought that training a dragon, any dragon, was impossible. But you trained the most impossible dragon of all. Night Fury.
Okay, one, ouch. And two, this dragon is different. Hey, look at what happened. It almost burned down the entire village.
What is that? But you did that!
That was last year. Maybe I lost the knack of training dragons.
Hiccup, I was the first to believe in you. But now it's time for you to believe in yourself, too. That dragon, it needs you. And if you can train a wild wildebeest, you can train
He had the coldest nose. You're right. Any dragon can be trained. But I can't give up on this untrainable dragon. Where's the baby?
Oh, look! Slow, slow, come on, little guy! Slow, high,
He's already flying.
watching the wind.
Look, there's another one. Wait, this little one is missing out on all the fun.
It sure doesn't look like it belongs to any of our dragons.
No, it doesn't.
That's because it isn't from our dragons. Come on!
That's a pretty strong bond, parent and child.
There is nothing stronger.
That could train her.
Yeah, she was only trying to protect her child.
Well, there you have it. Humans and dragons living together in peace once again. Okay, well, we still have a lot to learn from one another. But one thing is for sure. Life is better here in Berk because we have dragons!
Well, hopefully you just saw some highlights there from the Untrainable Dragon show. Last time my footage got corrupt, so hopefully that didn't happen this time. I switched SD cards. I really like this show. I'm gonna be honest, I know I'm probably gonna get some not friendly comments because of this. I think Berk is better than this show. I do think this show is very good, but I feel like this show's really about those wow moments. Not like that's a bad thing. There's some really great wow moments in this, but I think Berk is a more entertaining show for me. I'm also not the biggest How to Train Your Dragon fan. If you are a massive How to Train Your Dragon fan, you're gonna love this show. I've heard people crying and stuff exiting this show. So again, it's just kind of what you like. I personally like Berk a little bit more, but I still think this is a must-do here at Epic Universe. So I didn't make my way over here to Stardust Racers because it doesn't seem to have any line at all because there's actually empty seats on every single one of these cars. We're gonna go hop in line and get a nice morning ride here on Stardust. Just got off a, again, walk-on ride on Stardust Racers. There's literally nobody in the station. I love this coaster. It might be my favorite coaster that I've ridden so far. Obviously, I haven't been all around the world. I haven't even been to some of the big coaster capitals in America, but I feel like this is gonna still stay on my top for a long time, mainly because it is a good ride and has a lot of airtime. I really like airtime on a coaster. But I think the thing that really puts this over the top with me is that it is a dueling coaster. But it's more the interactions that you have with other people. It feels very human. I might sound dramatic, but it really does feel like this coaster brings you down to your most like human type experience with interactions with other guests. Like the guy across from me was just waving at me on the second launch. Like it's so cool to just see that happen on a roller coaster. When else do you see that? So give this a ride. This is a definitely must ride if you are at Epic Universe, or you know, even if you don't like coasters, I would still highly suggest it, though it is pretty intense. So it's been a little bit since I last talked to you guys, but it has been about 2 hours. I did wait for the postcards. I managed to get in line, and look how well this is done. So they did tell me, I was just wondering, they did get, you know, rehired to be here until the 28th. So they're here opening day from 11:30 to 4:30. Their line fills up wow quick because they can't take that many people because they're doing it all by hand. And you do have to kind of stay in the vicinity because you have to hear your name getting called. So I was just hanging out over here. I do think it's worth it to wait for it because it's, again, so cool. And it is dated to today. Here's their hashtag if you want to see more of their sketches. But again, they are here until the 28th now. They said they're not sure if they'll get extended anymore, but if you're coming anything time before the 28th, they're gonna be right over near Moonship Chocolates now under the canopy, and just make sure you get there right as they open. It seems like they can open at 11:30, but it might be later in the day, might be earlier in the day. I would honestly see if you can check with guest relations or even check with them in the morning, because again, they will fill up almost immediately. So if you don't get in line immediately, you will miss out on this. So I did make my way over here to Meteor Astro Pub. I have talked that I don't love this restaurant before, but they have added more customization options to some of the options. Love to see that, would love to see more. That's my biggest thing with these restaurants. Add more customization options. Let me take off things I don't like. I just think that's crucial for these kind of theme park dining to accommodate everyone, and I'm a picky boy, so I like when they let me take off things. So I'd love to see more of it. I am gonna get the burger because they let you take off the pickles now, and I don't like no pickles. So here's a look at the Astro Pub burger. I've been wanting to try this for a while, but again, I don't like pickles, so didn't even want them on it, but I got it without it. So I'll let you know how it is after. So I try not to be too over-exaggerating, but that is probably the best theme park burger I've ever had by a long shot. It like actually tasted like a burger, and it didn't taste super, like it didn't taste frozen. I can detect that like frozen burger taste very easily. I also just eat a lot of burgers, so I feel like you can trust me saying that is a good burger from Meteor Astro Pub. I would definitely get that again. I mean, it's no Five Guys, trust me, but if you're looking for a burger and you want a burger in a theme park, Epic Universe at Astro Pub is definitely your best spot. Ministry was down for a little bit. It's back up now. I don't think we're gonna hit it quite yet because I think I'm gonna head over to Nintendo, but it does seem like it's back up. That's good. I hope it stays up for the rest of the day. So we made it over here to our third portal of the day. Again, we haven't been to Ministry or Potter yet. I do plan to go there later. Again, I want to get on Ministry at least once today, hopefully twice. And then I do think I'm gonna eat at Le Goblet Noir later. I do think it's funny. I think the park's gotten less busy as the day's gone on. With Potter being back open, I imagine everything else is completely dead because it's been down most of the day, so a lot of people are probably heading that way. But a lot of people went back to their hotels because most of the people that were here were up around like 4:30 in the morning, if not earlier, like I was. So a lot of people went back to take a nap while everything's sorted out, and also the lines are so short. Most people have done most of the park today already by 4 o'clock, so it is pretty interesting. It's about 3:22, so we're gonna be heading into Super Nintendo World, and then we're gonna go straight back to Mario Kart. I mean, man, look at this land. This is the last time I did a video and there was this many people in this land. Like, you could walk up and do some of the keys. That's crazy. Because again, last time we were here, even last week, was like packed to the brim in here. Like you were walking through these walkways, kind of shoulder to shoulder. And I expect that's how the park will normally be, because I mean, that's the normal thing to do. I just hope they don't oversell too much, make this park too miserable to walk around. But I have heard they're going to be limiting capacity for a little bit, kind of slowly upping the numbers until they kind of reach that point of people are getting annoyed. But we're heading into Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge for single riders. I can confirm this is now 25 minutes, but again, I said Ministry just came up and it's been down most of the day. So a lot of people ran straight there. So this is 25 minutes, it's probably about 15. But for single riders, it shouldn't be too long. So I did hop out of line for Mario Kart. It seems like they're having a brief delay. They weren't really spieling anything. It seems like it might have just been an e-stop and they were having to recycle, but it's taking a little bit. I do think they should spiel because there was clearly some frustrated people in there that were unclear what was going on. I figured that was what was going on, but I figured I just didn't want to wait for it. So I'm just gonna hop in line for Yoshi's because it's a walk-on. There's actually empty Yoshi's heading out. So I'm gonna go hop on that. So I did just get off Yoshi again. I love Yoshi. I'm not going to say too much because I've talked about it so much. I like this ride. I think this park needs more rides like this. Perfect for the family. It has high capacity. It dumps a lot of people quick, and it just moves and it just works. I think this park needs that stuff. I'd love to see more like it. I think we are going to head back to Donkey Kong. Again, look how crazy slow it is. I'm sure you're seeing it. Like, it's nuts. I know a lot of people went back to the hotel rooms, but it's crazy. So I'll just see how long Potter is later. Yeah, it's dead empty back here, just like I expected. I do think it's still going to be single riders, even though it's posted 10 minutes, just because I can still see Cranky Kong from the single riders. It's actually a single person on that thing. You'll never see that again, if you're coming here after this day, there's no shot. Unless there's like a hurricane coming in that day. But I really like this ride. I'm hoping to get a night ride on it later, so we'll see if that ends up happening, just because this is the one land I haven't got to spend a whole lot of time in at nighttime, so I'd like to do it.
Get back here pronto. That girl's got more guts than common sense. But the Tiki-Tac tribe ain't nothing to mess with. What are y'all still doing here? That's the end of my story. What do you mean you don't get it? Just hop in a minecart and chase the Tiki-Tac tribe out of the temple.
I know I've said it enough, but I'm so appreciative that they capped today, man. Look at this. You can walk on Donkey Kong. This has been like consistently like the longest line of the park. We're gonna hop on, maybe do 2 rides. Man, this ride is really fun. They were having some technical problems. They're cycling empty right now because I stopped a couple times. But I cannot emphasize, I know it's kind of purposely built like this, but I just want to prepare you. This ride is wild. I saw somebody compare it to an old Aero coaster. I definitely see it. There's a couple turns you come around and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's not necessarily like a bad shake. It's more of a thematic shake, but it is crazy. It's a wild ride. It feels like you're on a minecart. I love it. Obviously, I walked right on. I got my own car that will probably never happen again unless something goes catastrophically wrong when I'm riding. So that was super fun. I'm only gonna do 1 ride because they are cycling right now, but I will be back hopefully later to do a nighttime ride for the first time. I did just want to mention that I did do full voiceover and full detailed walkthroughs of both the shop, so you can go check out the shop videos, and the restaurant. So that will both include Toadstool and every single sit-down restaurant and quick service in the whole park. So if you're interested in seeing all those options, definitely go check those 2 videos out. So I worked really hard on them. I'm very proud of them. Ready back up to Minecart, or not Minecart, this is Mario Kart, to hope to get a ride or 2 in on this. Alrighty, round 2. Never mind, it's on a birthday. Okay, so we're not going in there. I think at this point I'm gonna head over to the Potter area. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop in line for Potter, hopefully. I mean, we'll see what happens. So, kind of depends on what the wait time is, and if I get in there, seeing how long single riders is, if it's open. That's kind of the hope, that I can get into single riders, but we'll just have to see how that works. And finally, we've entered our 4th portal at the point in the day. It's about 5 o'clock, so it's not too late. We still have 5 hours left. They are doing some sort of fountain show. I think I've mentioned that before. I don't know what that's going to include. I don't know if it's the one we've just seen before, but I still plan on seeing it because I think it will be a good way to wrap up the day. But again, we're going to head straight to Ministry of Magic through single riders. Hope it's no more than 2 hours. That's kind of my cap of the amount I want to stand in this line. I'm hoping after that, then I can go eat dinner, go back to Nintendo, and then do Mario Kart, and then our nighttime ride on Minecart Madness. Thank you. Wow, smoky and elated. So, single riders, I've been told, is not open. I wish it was, but I think it's been had so much downtime today. Posted queue is at 3 hours currently, so it's honestly at the point where I've written everything off camera. I've written multiple things again, and I did write fire drill off camera, just because I've shown that so much. It got a little wet, but it is about 6 o'clock currently, so should get out of this line hopefully 9 o'clock, and my hope is if I get around here 9:10, I can still make it over to ride Mario Kart, and then I can also ride Minecart Madness after dark, and then we can go watch the fountain show. I can't overestimate though how beautiful this queue is. I mean, look at this place. it does make it worth waiting in, but I have waited in this more than a few times. But hopefully it won't actually be 3 hours, but I'll catch up with you guys throughout the line, and then we'll talk afterwards. Or if I give up in the line.
We'll be attending the trial today. Miss Hermione Granger is a friend to all house elves. She finds green.
Well, as you've seen, we rode, and it's still daylight out. That was not expected. I only went in about 1:40, so, or not 1:40, an hour 40. I don't know what I'm talking about. So it was posted 3 hours, so I only went in an hour 40. They probably have it higher right now just because this ride's having so many technical difficulties, so it can kind of already bake that into your wait time. So if you don't wait 3 hours, then it's really great. But I think if you do wait 3 hours with downtimes, it was posted as that. It says 100 minutes right now. I doubt that. I bet it's 30 or 40 minutes. I would do a rewrite if there wasn't other stuff I really wanted to get done. So, but again, this ride is it's amazing. I think it's the best ride in this park. Personally, not my favorite. I like Monsters more. It's just more my vibe. But I think this is the best ride in the park. It's jaw-dropping. The way the car moves is so unexpected. I think so many of the scenes are just so beautiful. It's got probably my favorite animatronic in the park too. This is obviously the must-do in this park and Monsters for me. So definitely don't miss Ministry of Magic, even if it's a little bit of a long wait. Well, we made our way back here to Super Nintendo World with the goal of riding both Mario Kart and I want a night ride on minecart. It's one of the only rides outdoors that I haven't gotten a night ride on is minecart. So definitely want to do that. But first, we're going to wait for it to get dark. So we're going to do at least one ride on Mario Kart. Might go around for a second if it's not quite dark when we come out. I will be so sad when I walk into a ride and there isn't anybody in the queue at all. Not in single rider, not in normal. There's like 2 people coming behind me. Look at that. It's crazy. I really do love Mario Kart. I think it's a great ride. Again, I want to emphasize a point that I keep seeing. People don't like the AR. It is a fantastic ride without the AR. The practical sets in there are some of the best in a dark ride in a long time. It's got fantastic practical sets. It's got cool scenery transitions. Just give it a shot without the AR if you don't love it. I do need to learn how to play this better. If you got any tips, leave them below because I can't figure it out. I know there's some blocks that you can shoot. Obviously you can shoot other than the bad racers. You can shoot like the browser group. You can shoot like the different enemies and the different, I haven't quite figured it out. At some point I will, but it is dark, relatively. So we're gonna be heading up to Donkey Kong for our first night ride on it. Yeah, this is it. I still am on the bandwagon of this is a nighttime park through and through. It is. Look how much more, I don't know. I think it just looks so much better. They did such a good job with lighting in this park. We're heading back to Donkey Kong. I concerningly don't see it running. Hopefully it is. I didn't check the app. So I did want to get a night ride on it tonight. Nope, it says it's open. Maybe they're just having a brief delay. Still gonna hop and ride. I'll get some nighttime shots for you guys afterwards because it's not currently running, so I'll ride it first. I don't know how they did it, but man, they hit with the nighttime rides in this park. Another great one, another one that I think is better at nighttime. Every single ride I've ridden in this park at night has been better than its daytime variant. Not saying the daytime variant's bad, it's still a great ride, but I just think the atmosphere with the lighting, so much better. I love the headlights on the front of the car. It reminds me kind of a Hagrid. I love that kind of feel to a coaster when you have headlights on it. I don't know, makes it feel a little bit more real at times. But again, highly suggest the nighttime ride on this. If you have the chance, great one. Still not as good as Stardust though. Go to Stardust if you can do one nighttime ride, but still a really good one. Even though Stardust is probably one of the most beautiful nighttime rides in the world, I'm gonna skip it for tonight, I think, because I wanna make sure I get a good spot at the lagoon here soon. I'm going to Isle of Berk because the only ride I've yet to ride that is an outside ride at night is Hiccups Winged Gliders. I have ridden a couple times already today, but figured get in my last night ride that I haven't hit because I've hit Stardust every single week I've been here for previews at night, other than last week because it was not dark yet when we left the park. But we're heading to Isle of Berk because I want to get that last night ride in. Once again, we're going into Hiccups. Again, my last nighttime ride to finally round out just about everything in this park for me. Here we go. I have a shocking statement about Hiccups Winged Gliders at night. I think it's a better ride. That officially tops it off. I think every ride here is better at night. Again though, if you are only getting one, say it's a 9 o'clock close, or you're doing something else and it's like 9:50, get on Stardust. If you like a big coaster, I think it's literally one of the best nighttime rides I've ever ridden. It's so cool. The light effects on it are beautiful. It really is worth it. Unless you're a big How to Train Your Dragon fan and you're not a big fan of coasters, and this is probably great. I didn't initially think it was all that great until we got actually right over to this section over the water. The blue in the water when it splashes up is super cool, but the big one was the Groggle Nest. Way more vibrant at night, and I think it looks significantly better at nighttime. And I just think it's also a little bit more thrilling at night because there's not lighting everywhere, so you can't always tell kind of where you're going with the track because it's so dark. So again, big shocker, another great night ride here at Epic Universe.
Greetings, travelers. The time has come for the chronos to align. Across the cosmos, the energy of every portal will soon ignite, channeling the power of the stars as Celestial Park bids you goodnight. using your wizarding magic, raced through realms of power-up and play, stood face to face with monsters and darkness, and soared beyond the clouds with dragons. Now, Celestial Park invites you to a final celebration of these epic worlds. May the fond memories of your explorations live on in the stars above and within you. Until the next epic journey calls you back, farewell and good night.
I thought that was a pretty nice nighttime show. It's better than the fountain show they were showing during previews, in my opinion. Definitely had a little bit more of a feeling to it. The lights around the park completely synced to it. Couldn't really see it in the video unless I was flipping around everywhere. But even like Meteor Astro Pub's sign was all colored up with what they were showing. Especially the Super Mario part, or the Super Nintendo World, had a really cool lighting situation going on there. So it was a cool, definitely, again, a great base to a good show. I was still holding out a little bit of hope for some fireworks or drones. Knew it probably wasn't going to happen. I knew that was mainly for the media, but I still had a little bit of hope. But I still think it was very good. Still a great end to our night. We'll be heading towards the front to wrap up for the night.
Ariana!
Well, that officially does it for opening day here at Epic Universe. The portals are finally open. Everyone can come now. Book your trips. If you're coming down here for a vacation, I really highly recommend this spot. It has its ups and downs. There's definitely some problems that it still has with some rides, like Potter was down a lot today. But sometimes you got to look over that. And overall, we had I mean, this is the best day I had at this park so far. No waits. I rode almost everything 2 or 3 times. I got tons of night rides in. I got to see a new show right at nighttime. This park is great. I really think Universal knocked it out of the water with this one. I think this is going to become a lot of people's new favorite park down here, and I definitely see it. I think the rides here are just so stellar. They can keep everything operational at a good pace. This will really be such a great park in a few years when they get some expansions in, get those 2 new lands in. This will be the premier park at the Universal Orlando Resort. But as of now, you can enter the portals. So welcome to Epic Universe. I hope this video brought a little more joy into your day, and we'll see you guys next time.